Hey you guys, welcome back to a late night live stream. Y'all, right now over here it is like 1 in the morning right now. I'm up for at least an hour. So I thought for at least the hour or so, I thought I would just check in with you guys because for me it's been a few days since I have came in here last. So, um, as people start to make their way in here, please be aware to be respectful and mindful of those in here, and also make sure you guys are welcoming all of our new subscribers who are new here, so that way they can feel like that they're welcomed here and not. And also do be aware we do have mods who come in here, so if we need to get somebody in here like that needs to go, they get them out of here quicker than me having to do that. And it just works quicker. But um yeah. So I hope everyone's had a good day today on this Friday. My day was pretty good. But I mean, it was good for a while, but then of course it wasn't too great. But I mean, all I did today though was I relaxed at home, and that's about it. But then also I was having just a neurotypical one of my epileptic side effects, just from my medications and stuff, but it's nothing too huge, nothing too crazy. And so usually I take a Motrin for that and then just lay down for a few hours or so just to see if that helps, and it did. So it's kind of calming down. But yeah. So anyway, this is this is honestly a first that I've went live a little later on. And so also do be aware I am talking a little bit lower, but that's because my brother and my parents are asleep right now. So if I talk kind of normal tone, then they will hear me, or my mom's probably gonna text me being like lower down. So I'm not trying to wake anyone up. So you always have to bear with me for a bit. But yeah, I'll see you guys. Make sure to look at the pin comment below so that way you know what's happening and stuff like that. But, um, but yeah, like I said earlier, if you are new here, welcome. Make sure you guys go like and subscribe to all my new people. And also make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything that comes out or that gets posted, such as live streams, videos, shorts, and more. Because I would hate for anyone to miss out on something. You know? I you know, I just I would just hate for those people to miss something I posted and they just didn't realize that, oh, I forgot that I posted something recently. Y'all get it. But yeah. But um so um yeah, right now over here it is 1:15 in the morning. So just hanging out for a bit. But let me come over here a little. I take my last pill real quick though, while I wait for people. Let's see. Put y'all right there for a moment. Here we go. So, so okay. Anyway, we're back. But I'll go come over here. But yeah. So just be sure to be aware to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you are fully up to date on everything in here so you don't miss anything. And, you know, y'all are usually pretty efficient about all that. So there's not a lot of people I would be kind of concerned about. So, yeah, I got a lot of us here, I'll tell you that. So, let's see. Here, let me put something in my drawer real quick, though. So give me just a minute. Let's see. Trying to make sure. I did see somebody come in here, but just for like a second. But you know, do what we gotta do. So, I come over here. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna come in here for a little bit just to see what everyone's up to. Cause some people are up, some aren't. It just depends on y'all's time zone period. You know, cause everyone's time zones are pretty crazy. Cause some are either behind or ahead. So you really never know. Or they're the opposite time of day. And so you really never know until you kind of hear about it. But so yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'm excited. But just to give you guys kind of the update, so my boyfriend's been doing amazing. Y'all, I just got word that we finally found a date for him to come back out and hang out. For him and I to hang out for another while. So we'll be hanging out July the 3rd through the 8th. So y'all, we get to see each other for the 4th of July. Yo, let me just say, when I found out that his aunt was good with those dates, I instantly was going crazy. Because, for reference, y'all, I even tried to get him out here last year for the 4th of July, but he was at this camp the week of, so he couldn't physically be with me last year, and it kind of felt crazy to me. Like, it did feel a slight weird to me. And so, for him knowing that this year he was actually able to make it this year was shocking. And so, it's gonna be crazy. But, yeah. And also, y'all, recently I ordered a HP computer recently off Amazon. Just because you know, it's good. It's good to have your own computer and stuff. So let's say if you ever, let's say if you worked somewhere, or if you had to fill out something that you can't just fill out on your phone or on an iPad, but only requires it to be or for You had to fill it out by computer or laptop or desktop only, you know. So I got one. So I was able to find recently Monday Memorial Day. I found a good computer, so I found a similar one like this one I have, but my dad helped me out find one that was the same one, was similar, but a little bit better looking. So, um, if I can turn this thing, I really wish I could turn this around, but I don't know why StreamYard on this side doesn't like. I don't know why it doesn't allow me to do that, which is strange. But this is the computer. But you see, I might try. Here we go. To here. Here we go. Y'all can see it. But it is a little bit of a. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It's basically rose gold is what the color of the computer is, which is really cool. So, yeah, and so my dad's gonna help me out get it all programmed and stuff like that tomorrow, sometime. Because originally we were gonna do that tonight, but it just kind of got busy because I was gaming with a couple of my friends and then just ate a little later. And even stuff were coming up, so it was kind of tricky. So, luckily tomorrow is when that will be done. So, I'm pretty excited to start using that eventually. Which will be tomorrow sometime. But, yeah. So, oh, who was our one person that is just coming in? But if anyone is new or returning, welcome. I hope you guys are doing good, and hopefully everybody is staying safe out there because it is crazy out there these days. And you just gotta do what you gotta do. So, yeah. And sorry for some of you that are hearing my dad snoring in the background. That's because he is next door. So he's in the living room right now, sleeping on the chair. Cause we have two rocking chair recliners, and he sleeps in one of them. I don't know, for some reason he just likes it. I mean, it's crazy in my head that he actually sleeps really good on that thing, which I know I wouldn't. I mean, they're comfortable to sit in, but I would not. I don't know if I would even have the comfortability to lay down like that. Cause I mean, with me, y'all, I'm a side sleeper, so it might be a little tricky to sleep on your side, just a bed, in a rocking chair like that. But, yeah. So, yeah, it is just me right now, y'all. So, anyway. Yeah. So, hopefully you guys are doing well. But, let me see. I'm trying to check something real quick. Hang on, give me just a moment. Sorry, I'm just checking some stuff. So, but I was checking some stuff real quick. But yeah. Look. Yeah, I'm checking some stuff. But alright. Alright, I go check it out. Just to see if I like stuff, but you know, I do we got it. So yeah. But no, it's only 126 at the moment, so yeah, like I said, we're just hanging out right now. So if y'all want to ask questions and stuff like that, because I'm not going to be on here for not too long, but for at least a few. Just, just so this way I can catch up with you guys and see how y'all are doing. But, um, like I said a few minutes ago, the reason why I'm talking a little bit lower is just because my parents and my brother are sleeping, so I don't want to wake any one of them up. And so, gotta compromise just a little bit. So, yeah. But, man, things are crazy today, y'all. I will say that. But hopefully I hope everyone has a good weekend. Though, and hopefully, it just goes well. Like it should. And, I mean, who knows what our plans are for the weekend. I mean, really for me at this point, tomorrow me and my mom and a couple of neighbors are going to a, but me and my mom and a couple of neighbors are going to a, give me a second. I forgot. But we're going to, we're going somewhere tomorrow, um, but yeah. And so we're just going to, I think we're going to a, forget, see, look, your brain will black out when you're thinking of the exact. But I think we're going to a, see, look, I think it in my head, but then you forget. So give me like a minute. Hang on. But, we're going to like a, market. Kind of those like little like market little stops that happen every little bit. So we're going to one of those tomorrow. And so it'll be pretty cool. Just to kind of see what's there and stuff. Which is good to get me out of the house and stuff for a little bit. And then Sunday, I don't know quite yet. I might go to church Sunday. I'll have to see. Because tomorrow at some point I'll have to ask my neighbor and see if she's able to take me since she goes to this one church I've slowly been going to. But, it's it's a good thing that it's good to have neighbors that are at least involved in a certain church that they go to, that even either you went beforehand for something or you heard about it. And, it's good to try stuff and see what you like, and if you think you like it, keep going. And plus, it's good to be a part of a church and start getting into it. Like I said, I moved a year ago, so of course out here finding a decent church that is pretty good, but also have nice people that are respectful. I mean, most churches have people that are pretty kind, but there's the thing is when either you're finding a church, it takes a minute or two, because kind of the stuff you look for is how are the people there? Are they kind? Are they nice to you? Or is there a vibe in your head that clicks? Like for me, this church I've kind of started going to. I originally actually went a year ago because I was a senior in high school last year, and I was a part of their um Baccarat service, because my school had it, and so I had to be a part of that because I was a senior and I graduated. And so it was pretty cool though. I'm not gonna lie. And then later on that same year, me, my mom, and then one of my neighbors went, which was pretty cool. And then this year, I started coming back again with another neighbor. Um, and so far I've went like now 3 times at this point, but at least now 3 times. But yeah, so yeah, hang on. But yeah, so pretty exciting. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So, um, yeah, that's really it. We can plan wise with stuff. But it's good to have plans occasionally on the weekends, but it's also good to relax during something, because it's the end of the week at that point, and we all had at least a long week either of working or doing stuff. Like, for example, there's some people that work jobs, and of course, they've had a long week, and it's good to have that little bit where you can actually be off for a bit and just, don't worry about work and not people trying to get a hold of you for just reasons. Be like, hey, can you come in at this time to help out somebody's shift? Those people are just crazy. But, and plus, a lot of people deserve it to have that break. Because, like I said, they deserve it, and, because if you aren't getting a break in between your jobs, well, I don't know what job you're doing, but seems like you're not getting good flexible hours. So, um, like for me, I don't work right now because I'm doing all the working process through, um, this workforce. Um, well, it's called Texas Workforce Solutions, and it's a thing in my state, which is the name of the first word, where people with learning disabilities, but also it's also around other states too with their state name in it as well. But what happens is in that state, not all states have, but some do, where it's cool because kids like me, technically I'm a legal adult, but people like me who have intellectual learning disabilities, they actually can, these people actually help us get a job. Like, let's say, for example, if they were like me, where I've applied to about everywhere in my area since I was 16 and not had any luck with progress. Either if it's I've had a couple interviews and didn't get nothing response back, or I would apply to places and never get any updates, even if you're calling back like crazy. And so, Texas Workforce, I will tell you, they are a big help because they actually see the actual problem and they actually go up to those to a company that, let's say, you end up going to work for, and they actually tell that employee of that place of some kind and actually telling them more of me, so they actually kind of see that you're you're not, this person's not just an average coworker that would do the things. This person does have a learning disability, but they actually do pretty good in the area of the position because all of the skills they can do, they pretty much excel all of that. And so for me, it's like, it feels like, it literally feels like someone's helping me step into telling them, hey, you are missing out on this one person out of a lot because mainly managers will treat all people. I'm not saying they're bad, but they will just put everybody as if they're just a regular human being with jobs. When let's say they're approaching somebody with a learning disability who is wanting that experience. And sometimes they aren't seeing the full picture. And so for me, the past couple of years, it's been like that. And so at this point, my only next step I could do is go through a process of Texas Workforce Solutions and get help. Because at this point, the thing is, you're going to be running in circles all day. And even in your state's workforce, it's the same thing. You're just going to be going like this, lap after lap. And you're not going to be able to get a whole, start standing up. But you're not going to always get so much of a break, So, at least with Texas workforce and your state's workforce, it will help you a ton because to me, it feels like less pressure and weight is off my shoulders. And I feel like I have someone who actually can help me out. They can actually help me get a job where I actually would probably do better at, but also doing what fits me and not just trying to get a job that I won't be able to really do. Because the thing is, when you're also applying for jobs, it's also making sure you're checking the boxes of what what areas of yourself are you good at, and then narrow it down. Because if you're not doing a lot of that, you're gonna end up putting your own success up for failure. And we don't want to do that. You know, we just don't want that to happen to anyone or even me. So by doing like, by either narrowing it down to a few categories or you thinking about what are your strengths in general. And that kind of gives you an idea of where you probably could be in like hundreds of categories, probably in this generation. So, for example, like my few I will probably put out there is I am a people person. Like, I can put, like, I love being around people. I love to help people. And, like, for example, in that category, I probably can literally work somewhere where it's not too chaotic. But also, I do love environments where it's not super stressful. Like, a lot of people would relate to that with that. Because not all people love environments where it's chaotic. And especially for some people who either have really bad um, sensitivity. Sorry, guys, my boyfriend texted me. He's too cute. He's too cute. But, that's what happens when you're dating too. But, yeah, like I was saying, um, and even another example with me is, you know, like I said, working somewhere where it's stress free, meaning working somewhere decently less, like working in a bookstore, working in just a space where it's not super busy constantly, you know, or you know, just things like that. But also, like I said, just that's the thing in general for a lot of people that need to know jobs is look at the categories of your strengths you're at and go in that range and see where you think you would do better at. And also, another thing too is look at your weaknesses so that way you know where not to go around. Because, you know, and also, I probably would say this in jobs, I haven't done jobs yet, but probably from applying to places, probably try to pick something that has flexible hours. Because if you don't do that, you know, let's say if let's say if you had a family emergency or something like that, either with a family member or, you know, or something were to happen and you had to leave early, they can literally be okay with that. Because if you weren't, then they would just try to hold you back. When really it's urgent and stuff. But it's also good to have flexible hours too because then you won't be too busy, like not so much busy, on top of like 1,000 things. But that's just my job looking at kind of experience that I'll just give y'all just to do. And also, this does go for a lot of new people who are starting that process or trying to get in my or is in my exact same situation and just trying to find something in hundreds of categories of what to pick, but you don't know where to start. So just kind of go off things you're good at and basically what are your strengths. So that way you kind of can see if your strengths match with what you're good at. You know, because I said earlier, if you pick also what's on your weakness side and you pick jobs that are not in your category or not in your liking, then you're gonna hate yourself at the end of the day. Because, I don't, we don't want people to pick just, and also in jobs, pick something that's fun. Like, pick it to where it's a fun environment, but also you love going there daily. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to pick a job that is, we're having to wake up and be like, oh, okay, isn't it? Be like, oh, okay, it's another work day, great. Instead of being like, alright, wake up for another good day, I'm ready to be there. So, hang on, give me a moment. But, um, just a minute. I'll put you guys right here. Just put a couple things in here. Man, why are people not coming in the chat? That's the thing. I'm trying to see if this will work. So. Yeah, no, I'm getting a few things out. Or maybe y'all kind of can see a little behind the scenes of what I do at night. So, one of the things I will tell you I do at night when I get, well, when technically it gets like a few minutes before bed, or even before I hit the bed, but I'm not getting to bed quite yet. Not till like 2-ish. But kind of what I do though is I come in here, I grab my Noxzema wipes I use because those help clear a lot of acne spots, and also it helps you, like, it also gets all the excess sweat and dirt off your face from the day, because at the end of the day there's gonna be excess dry sweat that's in your skin, but you don't know it because A, you can't see it, and B, it's hidden inside, so it's just gonna be trapped. And then, you want to make sure that your face feels really good and not, but you also want to look at least kind of good to where you don't look like you look weird, you know? It's good to have something. Especially skincare wise. That's that's all my basic skincare I got for right now. Until I find something that, it's good to slowly start with like little things. Even if it's just a simple product you use. And I use that day and night. Every day. So, sometime in the morning when I wake up, like after I eat breakfast and stuff like that, and then also at night before I go to bed, so then this way, I can feel fresh. I don't feel disgusted at myself, you know? And even y'all, when I'm on here, and then some of you are thinking, why'd I look so good all of a sudden? That's why. It's because I use that a ton. And so even it gives me pretty good clear skin. And that makes me look a lot younger than I actually am. And it's good to feel younger. Because if you're feeling older, that'd be weird. Just a bit weird. You know? So, okay. Yo, who's gonna be talking in the chat? Because technically we have one person here, but I don't know who. So, that's, it's also kind of sus for people not to be chatting for not to be chatting in the comment section. So, I don't know if something is malfunctioning on y'all's end or what. Because I'm doing it the second way, which doesn't really add up my chat, which is the strange part. And y'all, that's how I can type in the chat, is the second way, which is through StreamYard, which will post through YouTube, because it's pretty cool because I can also post these exact streams through YouTube and y'all can still see it. And that's how the chat goes and stuff. And plus, all my YouTube people still see the live stream. It's just I'm doing it through another method, And plus, y'all, there's so many methods to stream through YouTube, and not just always using YouTube on its own. I mean, sometimes I'll go on YouTube on its own, just either, like I'll kind of alternate. And plus, I do kind of like the old way too, because I can actually flip the camera around if I were to show you guys something, but I can also show you guys my screen, like if I wanted to show you guys like a picture of something I saw, or what's cute of me, or something that y'all might like is cute. You know, it's just at the end of the day, you do its best, even if it's alternating back and forth. So, but yeah, what I do though is I come in here, get that out. Then I also brush my teeth and do my retainers because yes, I wear retainers at night. But that's because I had braces back in the day, which was like middle school year through my freshman year of high school. And so, of course, I wear retainers at night for that, just so they don't go back to being crooked. Which honestly, I would hate that. And so, yeah, and then brush my teeth, do that, and then come when I think I'm about halfway done, it's mostly done in there. I turn the light off in here. I will close this door because it's actually a slide door. So there's this like little hook. You pull it, and it does that. Yeah, it does that, y'all. For people that did not know that. Yeah, you can actually shut it, and then you push it to open it. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. And honestly, I wish at the old house I used to live at, I wish we had those type of doors so we didn't have to open the knob. And I do like that how that's thing a little bit. Because A, you're not having to open a doorknob to do that. You're just having to pull it a bit and then using the little lift hook that's at the door to open the rest of it. So really, I mean, and also the only time I would keep it shut is if I'm sleeping at night. But other than that, um, it is open. But also another reason I would leave it shut is if, let's say, my boyfriend or my friends were over, and let's say one of them had, like my boyfriend for example, let's say if he had to use the bathroom, you know, keeps it shut so it stays like that. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, yeah, I don't know who's in here though. That's just the question I'm thinking of. I'm trying to hear it, but yeah. So, um, oh, PG, how are you doing? Okay, that's who's in here. How are you doing? It's been a minute. So, good. Hopefully you're still doing good. It's so funny. I'm gonna turn this light off though. So give me just a moment. Do. But yeah. But y'all go like, subscribe if you have not done that. But that's for those people who have not done that. But if you have, don't listen to me. Because y'all have done it, you don't have to. But I'm glad to hear that you are doing good. But you know, gotta do what you gotta do. So, yeah, we're just, we're doing the usual. We're chilling for a few. And like I said earlier, this is the first later night live that I've done that's, kind of past my hour. Because if I did almost do like nightlife related, it would be like probably 10, 11 ish or 9. It would just depend. But, that's just what you gotta do. But yeah. Alright, good night to you too, BG. I'm glad that you came in. But yeah, it's just kind of what happens. And so, yeah, gotta get going on. So, Let me just come over here real quick. Just to check on something. God dang. Alright. Y'all, I'm probably gonna go ahead and get off for the night and, or no, I might come back on tomorrow or Sunday. So I will see you guys then.